Boosting ergogenic supplements. Those supplements, when they are taken 45 minutes before your specific exercises, more in the case that you perform the same exercise once per week, can cause the addition of the double amount of repetitions than those you was expecting to add, as a result when they are taken for the first time. But in the case that you work out every day or every 2 days with the same exercises, those additional repetitions only observed to be added at your first exercise. In order to have the same effect, you have to leave a gap of 20 to 21 days before you consume the same ergogenic supplement again, in order to regain its ergogenic effect. Also, by following this frequency of consumption, you use the less amount of supplement, and you have the most ergogenic effect out of it, which is the most economical and sustainable way of consumption, or else less for more. In order to use them efficiently, it requires you to know which supplements are of the same category, and choose to use one of them in order to have this ergogenic effect, but also, in order to don't disturb the gap time that you are taking before you consume the same supplement again, and been able to regain its ergogenic effect. In addition, if you want to use a combination of those supplements together, you have to know which combinations work, because some of them cancel the action of other ones out antagonistically. And now let's see those ergogenic supplements, which they were found after years of experimentation with the facts of different pre-workout formulas, in order to find the active ingredients which actually cause those ergogenic effects, and select to use only those facts that required a lot of money and time in the process, which led to a more economic and fine-tuned number of choices. The first is D-ribose, with effective dose bin at 3 grams, which is required for the synthesis of ADP and NADH that cause its ergogenic effect. Second, carbolin homopolysaccharide formula, with effective dose bin at 30 grams, which is very good fuel for the production of ADP. Third, the creatine category, which is also a source of ADP, and the one type is creatine ethyl ester hydrochloride, with a minimum effective dose bin at 1 gram. The crealkaline creatine is also in this category with the same dose, while creatine monohydrate needs a loading period of 6 to 7 days at least in order to cause its ergogenic effect. From this category you have to choose only one of those, because if you choose another one is just the same, and you may disturb the gap times that you are taking. The fourth is the peak ADP formula, with effective dose bin at 400 milligrams, which as its name suggests, is a clear source of ADP. Fifth is the coenzyme Q10, with effective dose bin at 600 milligrams, which exerts its function in the electron transport chain in order to produce ADP. Sixth, the NADH enzyme, or else nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, with a minimum effective dose bin at 5 to 10 milligrams, which fuels the electron transport chain from the citric acid or Krebs cycle in order to produce ADP. Seventh, beta-alanine, with a minimum effective dose bin 1 gram, which increase the levels of carnosine and subsequently decrease advanced glycation end products, decrease fatigue, increase creatine's phosphate and aerobic breakdown, and increase the glycolytic metabolism. Eighth, citrulline malate, with a minimum effective dose bin 1 gram, which is an intermediate in the urea cycle, which excretes ammonia and convert it subsequently to urea, also as a byproduct of arginine's metabolism or else citrullination, in which arginine becomes ornithine and then citrulline. And here we can see all of those supplements with their corresponding prices. The ninth boosting supplement are the leucine-based type of supplements, which is the most essential branched-chain amino acid. The first type is HMB or beta-hydroxy-beta-methylbutyrate, with effective dose bin at 3 grams, which is a minor leucine metabolite that promotes protein biosynthesis via the RAG-GTPase, which cause phosphorylation of the rapamycin or mTOR-serine 3-enine protein kinase. This pathway subsequently regulates protein synthesis, cell growth, aerobic glycolysis, and subsequent ADP, NADH and FADH production. Then those subsequently contributes to the production, as we previously mentioned, of ADP, while also regulates RNA translation and de novo nucleotide synthesis. A second type is the Hicamax labratis formula, with effective dose bin at 2 tablets. That is a type of leucic acid, which also increase protein synthesis, and is similar to HMB. The third type is actually the L-leucine amino acid, which requires 6 to 7 days load before it starts causing its ergogenic effects. Moreover, the end products of its metabolism are acetyl-CoA and acetoacetate, which are ketogenic amino acids, which can enter the Krebs cycle. The fourth type are BCAAs, or else branched-chain amino acids, which also require 6 to 7 days load before it starts causing its ergogenic effects. This group contains the amino acid leucine, which is the ergogenic factor, and also the amino acids isoleucine and valine. Both HMB and Hicamax can cause that ergogenic effect at one dose before exercise, with the HMB being the most economical choice. Again, as in the case of creatine, choose one of them. And here you can see all those leucine-based supplements with their corresponding prices, while in the products that you see here, Muscle Text Leucic and MyProteins L-leucine have actually the same amino acid as the main fact. And now let's see the 10th ergogenic supplement, which is L-glycine, with a minimum effective dose bin 1 gram, which is a neurotransmitter that is a required coagonist, along with glutamate, for the NMDA receptor. 11th L-taurine, with a minimum effective dose bin 1 gram, which is a neurotransmitter that acts as an NMDA receptor agonist, which also decrease advanced glycation end products. 12th D-aspartic acid or DAA, with a minimum effective dose bin 1 gram, which acts also as a neurotransmitter agonist for the NMDA receptor. It is also a testosterone booster, but it can cause unwanted hair growth. It facilitates the release of hormones such as luteinizing hormone, LH, follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH, and growth hormone, GH. All of those 12 supplements were amino acids, enzymes, saccharides, and generally fats that can be found in your daily diet. While of a herbal source that work ergogenically, which I don't suggesting you consuming them, because they cannot found in your daily diet and may cause unwanted effects. The one is yohimbine, which facilitates the release of several neurotransmitters, such as nitric oxide and norepinephrine, but also is a 5-HT1A partial agonist. And the second one is dimethylamine, or DMAA, or geranamine. All those names are for the same fact. This fact caused decrease in your vision, but instead of adding the double amount of repetitions, as in the previously mentioned supplements, with this one you can add the triple amount of repetitions than those that you was expecting to add. It can cause bronchodilation, increasing your blood pressure, and also is an catecholamine reuptake inhibitor, catecholamine relishing agent, and acts on alpha and beta adrenergic receptors. Those last of the 12 supplements can be shown here, with their corresponding prices. We can see, in both the formulas driven and GACIC, the active ergogenic ingredient is glycine, while in formulas like Hot Blood, No Shotgun, and other nitric oxide formulas, the active ergogenic ingredient is taurine, while also you can see a variety of D-aspartic acid products. And here you can see the last two mentioned herbal ergogenic factors containing products with their corresponding prices, with Nox Pump, geranamine, JAK3D, and DMAA, which all have as active ergogenic factor the 1,3-dimethylamylamine, and also in the end, you can see one yohimbine product in its hydrochloride form. And now let's have a closer look to some possible working synergistically tested combinations of those ergogenic supplements. Let's begin. HMB with coenzyme Q10, HMB with taurine, HMB with creatine, HMB with ADP, and glycine. A triple combination there. Beta-alanine with creatine, beta-alanine with glycine, beta-alanine with taurine, beta-alanine with D-ribose, and NADH. Another triple combination. Taurine with citrulline, taurine with carbolin, taurine with coenzyme Q10, taurine with coenzyme Q10, and carbolin. Another triple combination there. Creatine with citrulline and D-aspartic acid, which is also another triple combination. Citrulline with D-aspartic acid, glycine with ADP, and D-ribose with NADH. Those are some useful tested working synergistic combinations. And now some additional experience points. Overall, in this way, you can apply those practical principles if you are in those outward cycles yourself, by using this practical experience data, which you may enrich with your own in the future, or back from the future. And in this way, you can bring the experience of those outward cycles closer to your inward radar cycles.
Because when you choose from experience, you become experienced. The end.
Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Level up.